Man, it has been a year since I've talked about anything physical media related. Might as well fulfill 1/3 of my quota. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a streaming service. It's amazing. You can watch movies and TV shows on demand. Nothing extra, just play the movie and it starts for you. After you're done, what can I do next? The year is 2002, just an example, and this is a DVD. It's amazing. It's literally a movie at the palm of your hand, and when you put that bad boy into a DVD player, it has presentation like no other. And when you're done watching the movie, well, what better way to get more out of it by checking out some special features to learn more about a certain movie. A special feature in the world of physical media is practically behind the scenes content. Stuff like bloopers, deleted scenes, some featurettes here and there. And if it's an animated movie, throw in an animated short on there, or two of them on a good day. At least that's what's to expect of a special feature in the modern day, but if we're talking about the 2000s, they had a lot of charm to them. Especially when DVDs was a big thing at the time, so companies took that as an opportunity to shove a lot of content on there. Games and activities, sneak peeks to other movies, advertisements to a certain movie. It was the perfect way to waste an afternoon. Back in the days of VHS tapes, you have to wait after the movie for a featurette, sneak peek, or some kinds of advertisement.
Stay tuned after the feature for a special program, Walt Disney's Bambi, the magic behind the masterpiece.
But why am I talking about special features in a DVD when Blu-rays have a lot more content than a DVD format? Some DVDs today doesn't have special features in them, and on top of that, you can just look up all this behind the scenes stuff on the YouTube. And platforms like Movies Anywhere and Disney Plus actually throw in some extras onto movies now, so they're kinda doing God's work. Again, DVDs used to be special back then. Probably because it's out of nostalgia blindness, but I feel like special features in a DVD feels more interesting than literally anywhere else. Though, to be fair, I was never a fan of special features growing up. I mean, I looked through the special features in Curious George and The Cat in the Hat, but I was exposed to a lot of VHS tapes. But as I got older, I started to appreciate them for what they are, which really gave me an idea of what I want to talk about. But how was I going to make this work exactly, considering I don't have every single DVD in the world? And while I've been collecting DVDs, I've been collecting a lot of Blu-rays as well. So I decided to go through my collection and pick out the certain editions I so happen to own because they're a lot more interesting than a standard DVD. Special Edition, Bueller Edition, Deluxe Edition, those kind of stuff. And oh boy, I'm in for a wild ride, am I? I'm not gonna be ranking them or rating them on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm just gonna go through all the special features it includes. Now, some of you might be asking, why do all of this when I could just look up the special features on the YouTube? Because I want to experience it for myself. So with that, I might as well get them over with. Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest 2-disc Special Edition. Kinda rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? And this is the only special edition from Disney that I actually have. Disney always made their DVDs feel special, shoving as much content as they could on there. Like, if you wanted a special edition of Bambi, they'll go out of their way to make it the most magical thing it could ever be. But let's see how well Disney did with this one. Oh man, it comes with 3D packaging, you already know this is gonna be good. Immerse yourself in pirate lore, well don't mind if I do. In disc 1, we got 2 special features, some commentary and some bloopers. Oh snap, they got Verizon in this? But the real party is in disc 2, obviously. I guess the interesting thing about the special features here is the making of Davy Jones in the Kraken. Considering that this movie was praised for its groundbreaking CGI, it's pretty cool to learn how the crew managed to make it work.
Brought it into Photoshop. I saw him using it. I said, "Hey, Ron, what's that? It looks great." And he's like, "Oh, it's a dirty coffee cup." And so I brought that in. All that work with the coffee-stained styrofoam cup gets applied right here on the face of Davy Jones, right here.
And then there's the premiere, which I was in fetus mode when all this went down, but it's kind of cool to see what went down in 2006. I would love to go to one of these. They really live up to hype, which is honestly saying a lot. Flag of Our Fathers, yet another 2-disc special edition, and you're gonna laugh at this one. So Pirates of the Caribbean got me so hyped that it kind of cooled down a bit with this one. I mean, we were off to a very good start, but this is just kinda meh to me. I mean, this movie is inspired by a historical moment in World War II, so I'm really not that surprised, but it really does feel like a history lesson through and through, which isn't a bad thing. It's always a good thing to learn more about an event that this movie was based on, but there's really nothing interesting here that I can point out, really. Saving Private Ryan Special Limited Edition. Okay, big guy, what makes you so special from the rest? Well, nothing much really, considering that there's only 5 special features on here. And this movie is inspired by D-Day from World War II, so it's practically Flag of Our Fathers, but with less content for some reason. But at least I know there's a D-Day museum down in New Orleans, so that counts for something. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Bueller Edition. And oh, what is this? Class album? I wonder what that is. It's just a photo shoot with the main cast, which I guess it's fine, but I guess it would have been a lot cooler if they had the whole cast in a photo shoot. Just saying. I mean, they also got some interesting stuff here, like the lost tapes and the featurette explaining the casting of the movie, so yeah, there's that. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Those Are Pillows Edition. What kind of tagline is that? We got some featurettes, previews to other movies, and a deleted scene.
Isn't he a nice fella?
The absolute audacity. At least I can learn more about John Hughes in this one because, I don't know, I just don't know him that much other than Home Alone. But I gotta say, just simply traveling through plane is like the most random way to get a movie idea, but at least it worked considering that this movie is relatable to the masses. A Few Good Men Special Edition, the only legal drama film that I actually like. We got some commentary, 2 featurettes, some theatrical trailers, and filmographies of the cast and crew, which is honestly a nice addition. Yeah, you can look these up on Google and everything, but it's still a nice addition. And it's honestly kinda cool to know that this movie was adapted from a play. How did I not know this already, considering that I could just find out through a Wikipedia page? I don't know, that's a good question. Groundhog Day, special 15th anniversary edition. Well, happy belated birthday. I hope you have a lot of content on your table. Why do I even get my hopes up? We got some commentary, 3 featurettes, and some deleted scenes.
So just pay attention to Officer Friendly here. You look, you look, you look again, then a quick double, and then you go, okay?
Cool. At least the study of groundhogs featurette is kind of like the only interesting thing in the package, but everything else? So much for an anniversary. Matilda Special Edition. Yes, I'm one of those suckers that has a soft spot for this movie, and it's a good thing I do because this DVD has a lot of meat in its bones when it comes to content.
Lesson number 4, civility. Civilized people always maintain an attitude of complete serenity.
Very civilized, yeah. On top of featurettes and a character gallery, we also got some games to play. Let's check them out. A Truly Terrible Test is terrible because Trunchbull is in charge. Might as well go for somewhat dreadful. It's really not that terrifying because it's kinda easy. You just gotta answer a few questions and you're done. But you gotta hurry up and answer because you're on a pretty strict time limit. Well, geez, and I know that's the whole point, but still. Might as well be a good time to check out some classroom games. There's only 2 of them, Spelling Bee and Math Magic, and they seem a little bit basic, but this is Matilda we're talking about here. It's always about learning whenever you like it or not.
Let's say you want to know what 9 times 3 is. Just count 3 fingers, starting at the left. When you get to your 3rd finger, bend it down. To the left of the finger that's down, there are 2 fingers. That's the first digit in the answer. And to the right, there are 7 fingers. That's the second digit. So 9 times 3 is 27. Isn't that cool?
You know how better my life would have been if I had this information beforehand? I mean, it would have been slightly better, but at least I wouldn't look like an idiot. Get Rid of Miss Trunchbull is an interesting one. It's a trivia game where you have to watch certain clips from the movie and answer questions about a certain detail. It really motivates you to pay real close attention to these scenes. Make Magic with Matilda. It's a memory game. That's cool. Terrify the Trunchbull? Cool. But overall, Matilda is an interesting one that has a lot to offer here. I mean, considering that this is a family film, it's kind of expected to have a lot of content on there.
I was screaming my head off, right? I was screaming my head off in that scene because, I mean, it was really crazy. I kept asking if we could blow up another one. And Mara, she wanted to blow up like 1 million of them. She just wanted to blow up TVs every day after that.
I would check on your friend if I were you. The Mask of Zorro Deluxe Edition. It may not have as much content as Matilda has, but it has more interesting things to offer here. A featurette, some deleted scenes, advertising materials, costume designs, a music video, and some filmographies. And on top of all of that, you also have an exclusive scene and sneak peek to the sequel, The Legend of Zorro. For a deluxe edition of a movie is actually not that bad. The Mummy Collector's Edition. Is it really worth collecting this thing? Well, let's see for ourselves. We got ourselves a featurette, visual and special effects formation, deleted scenes, filmographies, and Egyptology 101, which, what is that? Why, a basic way to learn more about Egypt, of course, which I guess is a cool addition, but there are better sources out there, so meh. On top of all of that, it includes the nostalgic relic of the 2000s. DVD-ROM features, an enhanced way of experiencing a DVD. So what's the difference between special features in a DVD and the features in a DVD-ROM? To watch special features in a DVD, you're going to need a DVD player, obviously, but to access DVD-ROM features, you're going to need a computer with a disk drive built in, and you need to download the interactual player. So with that, you will have more content than before. So basically, there are special features in a DVD that are made exclusively for PC. I think. This is my first time learning about this stuff. And considering that my laptop is modern, there was no getting around that. But I do have a gadget that can play DVDs on it. Talk about a lucky break. And I actually tried the interactual player a few months back. There were some flaws, but it was better than nothing. And here it is, and it honestly feels like a far cry from the original main menu, but whatever. On top of the features we already had before, we got some postcards, some screensavers, and an interactive game, but to play it, I would need a plugin that I can't even get. At least I got what was offered. Surprisingly enough, I have a few DVDs that has DVD-ROM features, so I might as well go off the trail and try out Scooby-Doo with the Cyber Chase. I'm honestly not that surprised. At least the UI is different. We have the Warner Brothers logos here and there. And the only thing I can do now is check out Scooby Games. Old school PC games developed by the Learning Company, the same guys who made Reader Rabbit. So I might as well try out Scooby-Doo Phantom of the Night.
Alright gang, let's...
Wait, what? I honestly had no idea what I was supposed to do here. But at least it has its own version of Tapper, so that's kinda cool. I feel like now's a good time to move on. Friday Deluxe Edition. Is it even a deluxe edition? We got 2 featurettes, 2 interviews, some deleted scenes, and 2 music videos. At least I found the deleted scenes funny, so I guess it's worthy of being called a deluxe edition. You know, it's pretty cool that I managed to spend the whole day just going through them all. Yeah, some of them were a bit boring, but other than that, it was pretty fun. Again, I could have just looked all of them up on YouTube and watched them that way, but I feel like it's more interesting trying to experience it for myself. And for those who are a big fan of all things physical media, they would experience it for themselves too. I mean, it's probably because of nostalgia blindness. Again, I'm really not that sure. But it's best to appreciate special features in a DVD now, while they're still relevant. I mean, DVDs are like 30 years old now. That's insane. Companies usually put little effort into DVDs, and that's never fun. And most consumers usually prefers Blu-rays or 4K UHDs over a DVD. But who knows, I may go back into the topic tackling Blu-rays, because when it comes to 4K releases, I hope you're a big fan of commentary. And with that, I'm wrapping up 2025. I try my hardest to drop new episodes, considering I've been on hiatus since January to July. It is pretty clear that 2024 was the biggest year for me yet. I was dropping new episodes from back to back, covering all bases. And things are going to get incredibly busy for me as I step into 2026, so I hope you can understand. But for now, I guess I can watch some movies. I'm actually home from college as I'm recording this.